It's the last day of the month. Let's take a look at what we added to the collection, shall we? Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is my January comic haul. Now, I don't know if we're going to be doing these every month, but, December was a great month because, Christmas, and then January was my birthday. Had a little bit of extra funds, and because all of the books that I bought in January seemed to fit this theme, I decided I'd put a video together showing you what all got added to the Comics Are Dope library in the month of January 2024. If you're wondering what that theme was, it is filling gaps in the collection. There are a lot of books that I miss out on or just, wait to buy because the budget's limited, right? I can't buy everything. So there's things that I skip out on, things that I forget about, and then have to go in and add them later. And so that's what this month's comic haul is all about. Now, before I get into the books that I grabbed this month, just want to let you know the Comics Are Dope podcast is live now on all audio podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, those other podcast platforms that I can't think of right now. All of them. So just type Comics Are Dope in your favorite podcatcher. Make sure you get subscribed, because if you're not a channel member, then the only way to get those full interviews like the day of release is to be subscribed to the podcast on all platforms. So check that out. As I'm filming this, it's January 31st. Tomorrow, February 1st, I'm finally dropping the first hour of my conversation with Christopher Priest. Those will be going live every Thursday. I've got some really fun interviews planned. And I just talked to Nick Draper-Ivey. Last week, we released the Roger Langridge episode and the Greg Weisman episode. We got a lot of fun things going on. I've got interviews planned all the way through, the end of March already. So stay tuned. You never know what comic creator I'll talk to next, unless you do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the comic haul. So I'm going to start this off with some single issues, because like I said, the whole point of this month's haul was filling gaps in the collection, and it was a rough year financially last year. So there were times where I was not picking up my books for a month. There was one time I went as long as 6 weeks without picking up anything from the comic shop. And what'll happen is, there's books that I think I'm subscribed to that it turns out I'm not subscribed to. And if I really want to read a book, I'll buy it digitally, just so I have it day of release. And so I was doing that for a couple of books. And it turns out I didn't have them in my collection. I thought they were in the pull list in the box. They were not. So went online to thingsfromanotherworld.com, which in my opinion is probably the best place to do these sort of run filler type things, because by the time a book comes out, if it waits a couple of weeks, they've got them basically half off. So first book I had to add to my collection from that list of titles that I surprisingly missed out on was this, Wonder Woman, issue number 4. Now, I really wanted this cover A. I could have got Wonder Woman number 4 at my comic shop, but they didn't have this cover A. So when I realized it wasn't on the pull list, I went ahead and grabbed this. And the other books were available from my LCS. Tom King's Wonder Woman is probably one of my favorite titles on shelves right now. And I say that about every DC title. That's just how good DC has been. But I've never read a Wonder Woman book as an ongoing, as it's been releasing. This, is definitely a Tom King take on Wonder Woman, but I've been enjoying it so far. So I had to add this one to the collection because I really, really like this cover. And, now I'm all caught up on Wonder Woman. The other thing that was surprisingly not available, somehow there was a snafu. I've been subscribed to Miles Morales' Spider-Man, the Cody Ziegler run, since it started, but somehow I skipped this issue right here. This is Miles Morales number 7. I remember telling my LCS I wasn't going to read the Carnage Reigns event, and somehow that ended up with me not getting issue 6 or 7 of Miles Morales Spider-Man. So I had to go back and fix that. I was able to find issue 6 in the store, but the cover A for issue 7 was not available. Same deal. So grabbed it on Things from Another World for $2. And I was like, all right, cool. Next up, the one that I got 2 books, but this one is actually the run filler book. I had the same thing with Black Panther. Now, if you're interested or you pull a title previously at my LCS, what they'll do is they'll give you the first 2 issues of the next run or the next volume, but they're going to wait for you to explicitly say, hey, I want this book before they give you issues 3 forward. So because I had issues 1 and 2, I thought I was subscribed to Black Panther. Turns out I wasn't. So I missed out on issue 3, cover A, and a few other issues, but I was able to go back and find those on the shelves. But issue 3, cover A, surprisingly, had sold out in stores. And so had they grabbed that. Now, while I was shopping for Black Panther, I did just see this second printing variant for issue number 1. And I just like this image of T'Challa. So there it goes. Sad news. Apparently, Eve Ewing's run is only going to be 10 issues long. And that's it for this volume of Black Panther, apparently, which that was a lot of fanfare to just do 10 issues. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see how the series wraps up. But those were the run fillers from Things from Another World. Now, last year, during the 25 Days of Comics, I did a video where I was telling you like the books that I should not have bought. And one of those was the full run of Ultimate X-Men. It was just, it's a purchase I regret making only because I'm never going in a bunch of bags and boards to read a series unless I absolutely have to. And all these books are available on Marvel Unlimited. Well, when I was going through that short box of Ultimate X-Men, I realized something. Somehow I have every issue of Ultimate X-Men except issue 91. So I went on eBay and found a comic lot. This actually got issues 89, 90, 91, and 90. No, 88, 89, 90, and 91. All for like $3 plus like $3 shipping or something like that. I don't know. Something crazy. So I spent like not a ton of money just to get this. So now I can say actually I have a full run of Ultimate X-Men. And if I decide I want to sell it, I'm not going to have to say, oh, missing issue 91. So those were the single issues that were not on the pull list that I added to the collection to fill some gaps. Now, let's get to what we came for, the collected editions. And I should tell you this portion of the video is sponsored by the homies at Organic Price Books. If you are looking for collected editions online, the best place to go is Organic Price Books. They've got them with great discounts, great packaging, quick shipping, and great customer service. So check them out. Tell them I sent you by using my name in the description box, in the coupon code at checkout, BJ Kicks. You'll save $2 on your order. Or if you're buying 4 books or more, you can use the code BJ Kicks, ship it together to save 5%. Shout out to OPB because they're the king of collected editions. Now, first collected editions purchase I made. I kept seeing on Facebook, like people in different groups, like, hey, check your local Ollie's. They've got this Watchmen slipcase edition box set. And I was like, interesting. It was only $28. And I was like, okay, that's not a bad price. But what really sold me on it is I'm doing a read through of Watchmen all year. I decided I was going to read 1 issue a month for the year 2024. So I can't go into next year saying I never read Watchmen. And so when I saw this box set, what's unique about it is a hardcover, an oversized hardcover of every single issue of Watchmen. So this is number 1. We've got number 2 and so on. And I don't know, something about the idea of having just a single issue to read at a time just seemed to fit the theme for the month, like way better than reading my trade paperback or even reading it digitally. So this is going to be fun. When I do my single issue recap reviews, I'm going to be using these as the visual aids. And I'm going to read them in this format as opposed to reading them on the iPad. So decided to grab this. Now, check your local Ollie's. They may still be available. Like I said, it was $28. HamiltonBook.com has these for like $50. I got lucky. My Ollie's was sold out of these, or maybe never even had them. But on eBay, I was watching a few auctions. And there was one person had it listed for like 60, but sent an offer for 28, which was the same price as the Ollie's deal. So I was like, hey, I'll do that. I still had to pay them shipping, but whatever. It was birthday money. So that's Watchmen. It's finally in my collection in an oversized format. And I think that's going to be pretty cool to read. Now, Speaking of Watchmen, another Ollie's find. When I was looking for this Watchmen box set, I ended up finding this. This is Rorschach by Tom King. This is a standard size hardcover, a Black Label series. If you remember the early days of the pull list video, back when I was calling it What I'm Getting, I was buying this series mostly for the covers. They had like amazing variant covers on Rorschach. And I remember I finally stopped buying the series, I want to say at issue 10. That's when it was like, all right, you know what? I don't like any of the variant covers for this issue. And now I can stop buying the series. And so, but I still wanted to read it, but I felt like I couldn't read this until at least I read Watchmen. But for $6.99, I think is how much I paid for this at Ollie's. I was like, hey, I'll add that to the collection. Why not? Eventually they'll do a deluxe edition and I'll probably skip out on that because I don't need it. Now, one book that I did need as a gap filler in my collection. This is a book that I also reviewed during the 25 Days of Comics. This is Superman, Up in the Sky, the hardcover collection. Now, if you're looking for these on eBay, they're going upwards like $70 to $100. I got lucky. My man Jake from The Brave and the Boys sent an alert out like, yo, if you're looking for this, they've got it on In-Stock Trades. And so I bought this for like $20 on In-Stock Trades. And I was like, huh, that's crazy. Cover price on this is $24.99. I didn't even pay $24.99 for it. They still had it discounted. They've since run out of stock. I don't know how many of these they had. I don't know if they just found them in the warehouse or what, but I'm excited to finally have this hardcover. Even though I had the series in single issues, I wanted this to put on the shelf next to Batman Universe because I like those two stories a lot, and they definitely serve as counterpoints to each other. So that's Superman, Up in the Sky. Next up, this one's funny. So this is Batman Under the Red Hood, the deluxe edition. I skipped it when it came out a few months ago. But sometime in like October, I pre-ordered this book by Ali Abdaal. If you guys watch anybody that's not a comics YouTuber, you might know of him. He's got a productivity podcast and all that. And he wrote this book about productivity that I pre-ordered because he was like, oh, there's special bonuses going to people that pre-order the book. I forgot to sign up for the bonuses. So when the book came in the mail, I was like, oh, snap. I forgot about that pre-order. Ended up returning it to Amazon. And with the credit from that book and like $10 of my own money, I went ahead and bought this. Batman Under the Red Hood, the deluxe edition. Basically taking the whole Under the Red Hood story. Red Hood, The Last Days 1 through 6. There's actually a lot in here that I didn't realize was in here. This is like 2 to 3 different story arcs featuring the Red Hood. So that's really cool. Judd Winnick, Doug Mahnke, Tom Nguyen, Alex Sinclair. This, a worthy addition to the collection. Cover price of $49.99. You can still find it at OPB. So shout out to them. Next book that I added to the collection. This one, basically they keep announcing the Ninja Turtles, right? And we got word that issue 150 is going to be the last issue of Sophie Campbell's run, but also the last issue of the ongoing IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're going to relaunch with issue 1 later this year. And so that reminded me that I have not been keeping up to date with all the hardcovers. There's a volume 16 solicited. There's an Armageddon Game Deluxe Edition solicited. And the last book that I have bought was issue 14 or volume 14. So I was like, you know what? Volume 15 probably is getting scarce. Let me go ahead and order that. So I grabbed that on, I can't remember where I bought this. I think it was Amazon, because they had it for cheap and I had a gift card. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, volume 15, the IDW collection. This collects issues 113 through 124 and the Jenica 2 miniseries. So volume 16 is going to have cyberpunk frogs, teenage punk, something with frogs. Anyway, TMNT IDW volume 15. As it stands, they're going to need that. Volume 16 is coming out. That's going to go through issue 132, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to need at least 2 more volumes to finish up the series out through 150. They are doing the Armageddon Game Deluxe. Depending on the mapping, you're probably either going to just buy that or skip it to get volume 17 of the IDW Turtles. And then volume 18 should round out the series. And then you got the TMNT source book coming for all you TMNT hardcover fans. Shout out to IDW. Now, the last book that I added to the collection, I didn't go in any chronological order, but this was a book that I had been wanting to buy for a very long time, and for a long time was out of print. But when I first got into comics, similar to IDW's Turtles, this series was getting a lot of praise among like the nostalgia pop culture heads, right? This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Year 1, the deluxe edition. This is by Kyle Higgins. It collects issues 1 through 12. Year 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yo, this book came in the mail on January 12th. I finished it on January 13th. I don't think I've ever read 12 issues of a book as quickly as I read this. This book was amazing. Like, I want to buy Year 2. I just gotta slow down spending. But I was waiting to see, like, you know, what my birthday money and stuff was looking like. Because there's a few different things on the wish list for February. But I'm probably going to buy Year 2 sooner than later. Because this was really, really good. It's everything you remember about Power Rangers with everything that they didn't get to do on the show. Like, it feels nostalgic while also feeling like something new. Again, all the praise for the early years of IDW's TMNT. It's the same praise I have for the Boom Studios Power Rangers run. Can't recommend it enough. And shout out to Bunkmaster B for letting me know that, hey, this is on sale on Amazon. Go ahead and grab it while you can grab it. So shout out to you guys. And that's it. That's the haul for the month of January 2024. Next month, I've already got some things for next month's haul. But next month, February is Black History Month. There's a lot of like, you know, sort of Black comics that I had been eyeing over the years but never bought. And so it's shaping up that next month's comic haul, the theme is going to be comics are relevant for Black History Month. That'll be fun. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do a comic haul every month because I'm probably not buying a bunch of comics every month. But if there's a theme and we can make a video out of it to end the month with a bang, then hey, we might as well. Shout out to the channel family for making all this stuff possible. Shout out to the homies. There were 3 of you guys that actually cash apped me on my birthday and made one of these books possible. So shout out to you guys. And yeah, man, shout out to the best audience in the world. Channel family, the Christopher Priest interview is live for you already. Next up is Nick Draper Ivy in its entirety. For all of those of you who are not subscribed or a channel member, you can do that for as little as $1.99. I promise it's well worth it. I'll see you guys in another video real soon. Till then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.